Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the class. In the previous class, we have discussed about longitudes and latitudes, and in this chapter, we will discuss the motions of the Earth. Uh, these are these motions have been discussed earlier also during the discussion of uh, mm, during the discussions in the first and the second chapter, and now we will discuss about the motions of the Earth in a very detailed manner. Okay, so first of all, you must know that there are two types of movement. Okay, the earth has two types of motion. The first motion is the movement of the earth, which takes place around its own axis. When the earth moves around itself, it is called uh, rotation. Okay, the earth is always moving around itself. The earth is always moving around its axis, and this type of movement is called rotation. And in this, the term axis has come, and we have discussed this axis earlier also. In the previous chapter also, I told you that it is an imaginary line. Actually, there no axis is existing in real Earth, on real Earth. It is only an imaginary line which is passing through the North Pole and the South Pole, and it's a needle-like structure around which the Earth keeps moving. Okay, and the most important thing about the axis, you must remember, you must understand that the axis is not a straight line. Why the axis is not a straight line? Because the earth is not uh, uh, the earth is not in a straight position. The earth is tilted. Okay, earth is tilted. You can see in every picture or the model of the earth, that is globe, you can see that the earth is tilted, and it is not a straight object. Okay, and how it is tilted? It makes its axis makes an angle of 66.5 degree with its orbital plane. Okay, and what is this orbital plane? Orbital plane is the plane which is formed by orbit. And what is orbit? We have discussed about orbit in the previous chapter. Orbit is the path along which the earth keeps moving. The earth moves around the sun, and this movement of earth is done in a fixed path, and that fixed path is known as orbit. Okay, I have underlined this in the previous chapter, so you must remember what is orbit. The path, the fixed path on which the earth uh, moves around the sun is called orbit, and the plane which is formed by this orbit is known as orbital plane. So we can imagine orbital plane like a straight line, and we can imagine this orbital plane as a straight line, and the earth, okay, the earth axis is tilted. It is not a straight line, but it is tilted, and the angle which is formed by the axis with this orbital plane is 66.5 degree. Okay, so this is the value of the angle at which the earth is tilted, 66 and 66.5 degree. Okay, so this is the angle which is formed by the axis of the earth with the orbital plane. Okay, so we are talking about rotation. Rotation is the movement of the earth around its own axis, and the earth moves from west to east. And this you can see these arrows denote the direction that the earth is moving from west to east. In this direction there is west, and it is moving towards east. Okay, so these are the things which you must understand: the direction of the movement, axis, the angle which is formed by axis with the orbital plane. Okay, now one more thing which we must understand, that is the shape of the earth is spherical. Okay, earth is a spherical body, and because of this spherical shape, what happens that the light of the sun does not fall on all the parts of the earth equally. Okay, every part of the earth receives different amount of light and heat from the sun because of this spherical shape. And in this we find that at a particular time only one half of the earth is receiving the light of the sun, and this one half which is receiving the light of the sun is experiencing daytime, and the other half of the earth which is not receiving the sunlight is experiencing night time. Okay, so we can say that there is a line of illumination. This line of illumination, this circle of illumination divides the earth in two parts. One part which is getting light from the earth, and this part is experiencing daytime, and the other part which is not getting light from the earth, and this is experiencing nighttime. Okay, so this is a circle of illumination. And here one thing you must understand, that circle of illumination and the axis of the earth are not the same line. They are different line. Okay, and it is by this figure you can understand this in a better way. You can see this is the orbital plane. Okay, the plane of the earth's orbit, and this is the axis, this which is passing through South Pole and North Pole. This is the axis of the Earth, and you can see this axis of the Earth and this orbital plane. They are making an angle of 66 and half degree. Okay, and now this is line of illumination, which is a straight line. This is the line of illumination, and this is a straight line. And what we see, that this line of illumination is making an angle of 90 degree with the orbital plane. So this is 66 degree and this is 90 degree. So what will be the value of this place? How much degree will be there? 23 and half. We have subtracted 66 and half from 90. 90 degrees there, and the angle which is made by axis with uh, orbital plane is 66 and half. So what are we doing? We will subtract this, and we will get 23.5. Okay, 66.5 has been subtracted from 90, and what is the answer? Answer is 23.5. Okay, so in this connection, you must remember that axis is there, which is an imaginary line which is joining North Pole from South Pole. But axis is not a straight line, but it is making an angle of 66.5 degree with the orbital plane, because the Earth is tilted. Okay, and there is a line of illumination also, because the Earth is receiving different amount of light from the sun because of its spherical uh, shape. Okay, so this is the circle of illumination which divides the Earth into two part, into two halves. One half is receiving the sunlight and the other half is not receiving the sunlight. Okay, and how much time is taken by the Earth to complete one movement around its own axis? It takes 24 hours. That is, you must have remembered in your previous classes that the earth has 24 days, है ना? There are 24 days in a 24 hours in a day. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation, and that is the duration of a day on earth, and this is called earth day. Earth day. What is Earth day? The time taken by the Earth to complete one rotation around itself. Okay, it is called Earth day. And what is the duration of this Earth day? It is 24 hours. So, I am underlining some important sentences, and you must also underline these sentences in your book, because these are very important, not only to learn, but the most important thing, more important than memorizing, is understanding. You must understand all these things. Okay, what is rotation, what is revolution, what is the difference between the two. Up to now we have discussed rotation. Okay, and when we are discussing rotation, we have came across many new terms, such as this orbital plane. What is orbital plane? The plane formed by the orbit of the earth is known as the orbital plane. Okay, then we have also discussed about circle of illumination. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. The earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation. That is why there are 24 hours in a day. Okay, so the earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. The period of rotation is known as the earth day. Okay, this is the daily motion of the earth. So, this is about rotation. Okay, now we will think of a situation when the earth stops movement. Suppose the earth is not moving around its axis. The rotation of the earth has been stopped. Now the earth is not moving around its axis. Then in that case, what will happen? If the earth stops moving around its axis, then what will happen? That the earth will not, all the parts of the earth will receiving only the same amount of sunlight. There will be no difference in the amount of the sunlight. The part which is receiving the sunlight will always receive the sunlight, and that part will always experience the daytime, and the part which is not receiving the sunlight will always not receiving the sunlight. And what will happen that in this part there will be always a night time. We know we have 24 hours in a day, and a complete day, in a complete day we see that sun rises in the morning, then the whole day is passed, and in the evening the sun sets, and then we experience night time. So this is the way our life continues. In daytime we do our work, and in the night time we take rest and sleep. So this is the rotation of the earth. And when we are having night, when we are experiencing the night time, at that time the other part of the earth, uh, which was experiencing night time when we have daytime, and now when we have night time, that part is experiencing daytime. So in this way the rotation of the earth uh, takes place, and every part of the globe experience some daytime and some nighttime. Okay, so this is the effect of the rotation. This is the result of the rotation. Because of rotation we have uh, some fixed duration of daytime, and some fixed duration of nighttime. Okay, and if the earth stops rotation, then there will be no daytime or nighttime. The part which is experiencing daytime will always experience daytime. The part which is not experiencing daytime, which is experiencing nighttime, will always experience nighttime. So this is the effect of rotation, that we are having day and night in every 24 hours. Okay, and the another importance is also of rotation, because the earth is always moving on its axis, and because of this movement what happens that there is some time during this 24 hours when a part receives sunlight. There is some time uh, um, during this 24 hours when that part is not receiving the sunlight. So when the part is receiving the sunlight, then it becomes warmer. In the daytime you must be experiencing more uh, warm conditions in comparison to the night. So, if the Earth stops rotation, then what will happen? The second effect of this will be that there will be extreme hot at those places which are experiencing daytime, where the sun is falling continuously, the sun rays is falling continuously. In that part there will be extreme hot, and the part which is not receiving the light of the sun at all, and and which is experiencing nighttime, will be there will be extreme cold. So this will be another, this is the another impact of result of rotation, that because of rotation there is balance in the temperature also. If the earth stops movement, then there will be problem of extreme temperature also. The part which is receiving daytime will experience too much hot conditions, and the part which is experiencing night time will experience extreme cold. So these are the effect of rotation. Because of rotation we experience day and night time. During because of rotation we experience daytime and nighttime uh, mm, during the 24 hours time. Okay, and because of rotation we also there is also balance of temperature is maintained. So these are the impact of rotation. Now we will consider the second motion of the earth, that is revolution. And what is revolution? Revolution is the movement of the earth, which is associated with its movement around the sun. When we were discussing the first chapter, we have read about planets. Planets are the celestial body which moves around the sun, and Earth is also a planet. So Earth also moves around the sun. It keeps moving around the sun, and this type of movement is called revolution. The second motion of the Earth around the sun in its orbit, and this is also important. The sun, the earth moves around the sun in a fixed path, and that fixed path is known as orbit. Okay, and now the earth takes 365 days to complete one revolution around the sun. It takes 365 days. Okay, so you must have memorized in your previous classes that there are 365 days in a year. Why there are 365 days in a year? Because the earth takes 365 days to complete one revolution around the earth. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you a new thing, that the time which is taken by the Earth to complete one revolution is, we are saying that it is 365, but actually it's not 365. It is slightly more than 365. Actually, the Earth takes 365 and 1/4 days to complete a revolution. But this 1/4 day, we do not calculate this 1/4 day uh, in a, when we say that there are 365 days in a year, we are simply not taking into consideration this 1/4 day, because if we uh, consider this 1/4 day, then it will create a lot of practical problems, because there will be how we will manage this 1/4 every year. It will not be manageable. So what is done by the scholars, the people who were given the responsibility of making the calendars and all, they have done that this 1/4 should be ignored every year. And here one more thing you need to calculate, that 1/4 day is how many hours. We have to calculate 1/4 of 24, because there are 24 hours in a day. So we are calculating how many hours are there in 1/4 day. So we will multiply 24 by 1/4, and we will get 24 is divisible by 4. So we will cut it and we will get 6 hours. So this 6 hours, which is taken by the earth in order to complete one revolution, 365 days and 6 hours. This 6 hours is saved. इसको सेव कर लिया जाता है, ठीक है. एवरी ईयर ये 6 ईयर्स को सेव कर लिया जाता है. तो जब मैंने पहले साल फर्स्ट ईयर वी सेव्ड 6 ईयर 6 hours. Then again second year we have saved 6 hours. So 1/6 was there. First year it was only 1/6. Now we have second year. In second year we have also saved 6 hours. So one more 6 has been added to 6. In the third year also we have added, we have saved 6 year and this has added to our previous saving. जो पहले हमने saving किया हुआ है 6 plus 6, उसमें अब क्या हुआ, एक और 6 जुड़ गया थर्ड ईयर। अब जब फोर्थ ईयर आ रहा है तो हमने क्या किया, फिर से उस 6 को जोड़ दिया और तब क्या हो गया, when we have added 4 times 6, what we get, we will get 24, isn't it? 6 plus 6 12, then 6 plus 6 12, 12 plus 6 18, and then 18 plus 6 is 24. So when 4 times 6 is added, it becomes 24, and we know that there are 24 hours in a day. So what happens, on every fourth year one additional day is saved by the earth, and on every fourth year we experience one additional day in a year, and that is 366 days in a year. Okay, so every fourth year we experience an additional day in the year, and because of this there are 366 days in a year. This year is called leap year. Why it is called leap year? Because it has one more days. On every year we have only 365 days, but on every fourth year we are seeing that there are 366 days in a year. Now the question is, this one day which is saved by the earth every fourth year, where this one day is adjusted. This one year is adjusted in the month of February. Normally what happens that February has 28 days, but on every fourth year February month has 29 days. So this additional one day is adjusted in the month of February. Okay, so you can see here, uh, the second motion of the earth around the sun in its orbit is called revolution. It takes 365 days to revolve around the sun. We consider a year as consisting of 365 days only and ignore 6 hours for the sake of convenience. We ignore 6 hours only because of our convenience. 6 hours saved every year are added to make one day over a span of 4 years. जब चार साल हम बचाएंगे 6 hours को, तो that 6 hours will become one day, and this surplus day is added to the month of February. Okay, thus every fourth year February is of, thus every fourth year February is of 29 days instead of 28 days. Such a year with 365 days is called a leap year. Okay, so this is your story of revolution. Okay, now one thing I would like to tell you, how will you know a year is a leap year or not? For that, what you have to do, you have to see the number of the year. Suppose at present this is the 2020, isn't it? Now you have to see this number 2020 is divisible by 4 or not. If this is divisible by 4, then then this year will be a leap year. You must have experienced in 2020 29 days in February. So 2020 is leap year. Why? Because it is divisible by 4. है ना, ये 4 से divisible है. तो if we want to know about a particular year that it is leap year or not, we have to find out, is it divisible by 4 or not. If it is divisible by 4, then it will be a leap year, and if it is not divisible by 4, then it will not be a leap year. Okay, so this is the way we can know. And on every fourth year it will be a leap year. If 2020 was is a leap year, then 2024 will also be a leap year. Okay, in this way it goes. 2024 will also be a leap year, and it goes on like this. 2028, 2032, all these years will be a leap year. Okay, so now we will discuss about revolution. Okay, in the next class we will discuss this.